Hello guys, Ivan KV is here and welcome to Shark Numbers. In crypto, there are several types of entrepreneurs. At the bottom of the chain, there are anonymous entrepreneurs whose experience and achievements are unknown. Then there are entrepreneurs with little expertise. And finally, at the top of the chain, there are experienced business people. In this video, I will be interviewing one such individual, Ryan Fishoff, a co-founder of C+Charge. Ryan is a serial entrepreneur who is also the CEO of American Wealth Mining Corporation and a co-founder of eTukTuk, another crypto-related startup. In this short interview, I tried to extract as much information as possible from Ryan. My goal was to allow you to learn more about C+Charge and people who manage this organization. It is always essential to understand things happening behind closed doors. I hope that this video will help you decide whether or not to invest in the C+Charge token, CCHG. Let's jump straight into it. Ryan Fishoff, a co-founder of C+Charge. Without further ado, let's get rolling. Before we begin going over difficult questions, I want to start out with an icebreaker. How do you guys get together? How do your journey at C+Charge begin? What are your relationships with the rest of the co-founders, and how did you guys meet?
I've worked with Mark, one of the other co-founders, for a while in the stock world. We've worked on some projects together, and really we saw an opportunity in the EV space. In the sense that we thought that there was a certain disparate network of charging stations. There were a number of different players, and we certainly thought that blockchain could be a solution for trying to solve pricing disparities, lack of transparency in pricing, and it evolved from there as to learning more about the industry, seeing that EV owners and drivers really do not benefit in terms of the tax credits are not like they used to be. As electric vehicles have become more mainstream, it's those tax credits, those incentives have disappeared, but the incentives for the manufacturers, like Tesla, carbon credits, continue to increase. So we saw that as kind of like a white space, as an opportunity to say, can crypto, can blockchain democratize this? Can they, bring accessibility, using the general ledger, using blockchain to bring accessibility to carbon credits, to EV owners, and we developed a model based off of that, because that seems to be a complaint that EV owners had to pay a higher entry price. And they didn't receive the benefits like they used to, or didn't receive the benefits of others. And that's how the business model evolved. And that's how we've been, focusing on it. And we saw that there was a pretty big theme across all the people we spoke to. And certainly, our model initially was to build out a network, be the first crypto EV charging network, and actually build a large footprint of physical stations. But as we tweaked the model, it became clear that building this payment network, this payment platform that we're developing, is a more scalable model and something that we think we can penetrate faster using existing charging stations. So we're still going to build our little network of charging stations, but not nearly as grandiose as we originally thought, and really focus on scaling our platform into existing charging stations. And that's something that I think is much more scalable and much more realistic goal. And it's certainly quicker.
When you talk about existing charging stations, what do you mean by that? Because I couldn't find this information on your website.
So when we say existing charging stations, that means that our platform is built to be OCPP 2.0 compatible, which means that almost 99% of charging stations will be compatible, or will be able to interface with our platform. And essentially what that means is that existing charging station owners, whether it be ChargePoint, Blink, and a number of other ones, will be able to integrate their systems with ours. So they'll be able to accept payment with the C-Charge payment network.
It was actually one of my questions. I
Sure.
wanted to ask about competitors such as ChargePoint.
They're not really competitors; they're potential partners for ours, because we're not intending to compete with them. We're just we're just a designed to be another payment system. So just like when you go to a ChargePoint or a Blink charging station, you have the option to pay with your credit card or Google Pay. C-Charge will be another option, or is intended to be another option to pay. So we're not trying to compete with them.
That makes a lot of sense, because I was about to ask how you plan to compete with players who make like 240 million every year in revenues.
No, that's kind of why we tweaked the model too, because in terms of doing the research, and as we built it out more, it just became clear to us that we're not going to win on just trying to have a different charging station, because there's a lot of other companies who are much who are better capitalized and are still not making money doing that. So I don't want to fight that battle. I want to fight a battle that I can be successful at. And I think we can be I know we can be very successful at this.
I really like your concept, and I see myself being an early adopter of your tech. But and I think it would be cool if I could charge my Tesla through C+Charge and pay with crypto. It is something that aligns with my personal interests, EV and crypto. But what do you think about the rest of the world? Not every EV owner is a crypto enthusiast.
Sure.
The crypto market is still relatively small.
Sure.
Aren't you afraid of being ahead of your time?
No, and I think in essence, we're actually bridging the widespread use of crypto, because we are a real life use case of crypto. I think we're at the top 2% or 1% of projects out there that actually have a real life use case and actually have real life utility. Not many can say that. So by able to incorporate this, I think we're allowing crypto to be more widely used. And also that's another feature of the app, and I want to incorporate that. You can use regular fiat or use a credit card to pay within the app to buy a token to be used at charging. So it opens up the sort of the accessibility of crypto to people who may not be so crypto savvy or comfortable with crypto, who have wallets. I think that's also sort of one of the barriers to entry to a lot of people to adopting crypto, is that the interfaces, the wallets, are not so much, or if you're not very tech savvy or are not very user friendly. So we're trying to make this like an app, try to make it as seamless as possible for integration and adaptation.
Maybe you can elaborate a little bit on this. So C+Charge is a utility token, right?
Correct.
Speaking of tangible benefits, you mentioned that C+Charge token holders will receive carbon credits. Mm-hmm. What exactly is it going to look like?
Sure.
Are there any additional benefits?
So the way our network works is that on every charge, there's two ways that people can earn carbon credits. If you're an EV driver or owner and you use our app, every time you pay for a charge using our platform, a portion of your charging fees will be redeemed back to the user in the form of carbon credits, tokenized carbon credits. And how we do that is with our strategic partner, Flow Carbon. We've partnered with Flow Carbon that utilizes that is doing verified carbon credits that have been tokenized, and their goodness nature token, which is pegged to the price of the market price of carbon credits. So we will give users a proportion of that charge, the price of that charge, back in the form of GNT, and that will go into their wallet in their app. Now, once that happens and there's multiple charges and they accrue more GNT, it's up to the individual user what they want to do with it. If they want to sell it in the marketplace, they're more than welcome to, or they can hold on to it. Certainly, many would suggest that the price of carbon or carbon credits will increase just based on macroeconomic trends. Remains to be seen. I think in terms of all the evidence based on the regulatory regimes and mandates, I tend to agree with that assessment that the price of carbon credits should go up over the next few years. So that's up to the individual user. In addition to that, you don't have to be an EV owner or EV driver to earn carbon credits. Just by holding our token through a reflection program, a small percentage of the transaction fees will be redistributed on a pro rata basis to all token holders.
So it's kind of like staking
tokens.
in a way.
In a way, yes, it's kind of an informal way of staking, and we are going to be offering a more traditional staking program that will come out as we get closer to launch. But this is kind of an organic staking method that we've developed.
Speaking of that, the pre-sale comes in 4 stages. At the very last stage, the pre-sale price will be 0.0235. So your fully diluted market capitalization by that time will be $23.5 million. Around 27%.
Our fully diluted market cap fully diluted. We're looking at actual market cap. It will be just with the actual tokens that are not that are actually in circulation. It's going to be roughly 16.5 million.
Around 27% of all tokens belong to the team, partners, private investors.
Sure.
There will be vesting in place, but let's say all these tokens can be sold within 3 years. So it's around $6 million worth of tokens. Based on my understanding, the utility token can only be used when they charge when the app goes live, right? And when people can participate in the program. So how would you incentivize users to believe in the bright near future of your token?
Sure. So there's a couple of things too I want to add. One, another feature from a tokenomics perspective of our platform is that every time a token is used to be charged, those tokens are retired for 18 months. So we're creating an organic marketplace for the utility token and organic support for the token in the network. Also, that goes back to the idea that we want to try to get as many outlets as possible to use it. So more transactions, the more organic support, the more reflections for the community. Everyone benefits off of that. So that's one feature that I want people to be aware of. In addition to that, we're also working on ways on different non-EV charging networks to accept this payment method. As we've been developing this, some people have come up to us and say this is a great idea. Certainly people are more inclined to be environmentally conscious, focus on sustainability. This is something that would have an appeal beyond just the EV market. So we're in discussions on ways that we can expand beyond the EV charging network, so we can have more people accept these tokens in more point of sale locations. And actually, before launch, we'll be making an announcement about this that I think that goes to your point about the long-term value of this. You mentioned investing. I'm fully vested for 3 years, so I can't sell a token for 3 years. So that's a very long time in crypto. It's a very long time. We have a very long-term focus on making this project work.
I want to give you an opportunity to cover other aspects of your project. Is there anything that you want the crypto community to know? Is there anything important that wasn't mentioned on the website? Please feel free to talk about things that you find to be useful.
Sure. I think we have a global focus. Our team we have team members located across the world. We have a head of business development who's based in Brazil. We have 2 team members who are based in the UK who handle Europe and the UK. As far as business development, we have a marketing lead who's based in Thailand. We have a project manager who's based in India. I'm in the US in New York. My other co-founders is in Miami. We really have a global focus, and this is something that we think is a global solution. So, this is something that we're really working on, a global adaptation of this. Our first 2 agreements that we've announced have been in Turkey and Brazil. So, certainly, the U.S. is a big, focus of ours, but it's not the only focus. So I think, especially with crypto kind of being universal and the fact that, the idea of being borderless, I think we really, really lean into that ethos. And, I think we also believe in, the future of sustainable mobility. And that's really something that we really want to, focus on, that we really believe in. Certainly, the environment is, there's a lot of environmental issues, and certainly there are many different ways that we can all contribute. I mean, certainly, reducing the carbon footprint, every little thing helps. Not one thing will solve all the world's problems, but certainly, if we do enough, it will have a demonstrative impact. I'm not sure if your audience may have seen, but certainly the large hole in the ozone layer is actually shrinking. That's just due to years of efforts of reducing CFCs and other chemicals that ate away the ozone layer. So, if you do put in the work, you will see tangible results. You will see tangible progress. And I think, also, and that portends to our project. We've been putting in the work. This isn't something that we just developed overnight. C-Charge has been worked on for almost a year now. Actually, a year. We started working on this, last year, actually the end of 2021. So this is something that wasn't just cooked up overnight. This is a real life project that has real life utility, and it's something that even in this bear market, I think has a lot of appeal because two of the elements that were that are essential part of our project, the carbon credit market and the EV market, they're experiencing significant growth projections this year and in the next 5 years. So I think it's we might be playing in a crypto bear market, but certainly the real life markets that we're playing in are certainly bull markets, or certainly bullish in those markets.
Thank you. It was nice speaking with you, Ryan. I appreciate your time. I respect you for actually reaching out to me and showing a willingness to talk more about C+Charge. I respect proactive founders, and I wish you the best of luck. I'll be happy to touch base with you once again after the token listing. Maybe we could even get together somewhere in a physical location sometime in the future and have a higher level of engagement.
Sure, and I appreciate you having me on. I really appreciate that, giving me the opportunity and the platform to talk about C-Charge. And we're very excited for the launch, and certainly would love to meet up in the real life. And certainly when we get to launch, hope I can come back on.
Sounds great, Ryan.
This was Ryan Fishoff, a co-founder of C+Charge. After speaking with Ryan, I got a feeling that this person is not afraid of risking his own reputation, and he's willing to fight for the bright future of C+Charge. Will C+Charge make a difference in the EV and the crypto worlds? Or will this initiative join the basket of unfulfilled ideas? Only time will show. I'm done for now. If you enjoyed this video, then hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you're not yet subscribed. I'll talk to you soon again. Ivan KV out.